Welcome to the Connor's Corner segment of Ask the Lawyer. With me right now is my favorite second baseman from the New York Mets, Ron Hunt. How you doing today?
Great. I thank you. I'm still smelling them and not pushing them out.
Very good. In your career, you happen to play with a lot of Hall of Fame ball players, Duke Snider, Willie Mays, Don Drysdale, just to name a few. And every year in January, we get to the point where we're arguing who belongs in the Hall of Fame and who doesn't. There's some guys out there that are on the ballot that have proven to take steroids. What's your general overall opinion?
Well, they've cheated, and I think they should not be allowed. I'll tell you what, if you look at their stats from when they had a neck and when they lost their neck, because steroids, what they did was lose their neck. It made their shoulders, everything ran through the head, I guess. Hell, I never could afford it. How in the hell could I even know about it until I started looking at it? But the newspapers, the commissioner of baseball, the owners, they all want to be responsible and held accountable for that because it is bull. And if I was a second baseman, okay, if I was a shortstop, let's just start with, who's that guy, Yankee, A-Rod?
Yeah.
He was dirty with the Texas Rangers, right?
Yes.
Okay, he was proven guilty with the Yankees. They did nothing to him. Now he's in the booth. What the hell is he telling these kids? How to do it illegally and get by with it? That's bullshit. And besides that, if I was a shortstop playing behind him or at any time in spring training, what the hell chance did I have of making it? Either I had to confront him, I had to snitch on him, or I had to do it myself, otherwise I went home. And these other guys that are convinced, I'd like to know who's voting, and if they voted yes, they should be in, or no, they shouldn't. They should be accountable too. But these other guys, same way. It's not, if you take when they were under steroids and convicted, how many times did they break records or hit home runs or whatever they did? And if you took those stats away from them when they were under, they wouldn't be worth a They'd just be a regular dude. And that's what they ought to do. And these crap with these records of being allowed when they're under a false pretense, God's given ability. That's what you played with. And these guys afforded and did the wrong thing, so they should be, I'll tell you what. Okay, here. There's a guy by the name of, who is that? That biker, Armstrong?
Yeah.
Okay, when they found out I used him as a reference a lot in my baseball program because he said if you can pee in a bottle at 8 o'clock in the morning and don't worry about it, go back to bed. And he was buying them off. And when they found out, they took every stat away from him. In fact, they blackballed him. Well, that's what they ought to do with these baseball players and quit coddling the damn thing, or these people, because what these kids looking up to? Potheads, dopies? I think it's garbage.
Now, you played with Bobby Bonds' father, Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
Two different ball players. But do you have Barry Bonds is obviously one of the cases where you can look, he changed his appearance, his stats changed dramatically, he doubled his home run ratio. What do you think should happen to Barry Bonds?
I think he ought to be executed. Not executed, I'm sorry. But anyway, he ought to be, what's the word I'm looking for?
Excommunicated, maybe.
Yeah, from the baseball altogether. All his stats should be washed out. He should be not just like Armstrong. Like I said, Armstrong was wiped out of everything because he did the wrong thing. Bonds, who else? McCovey? No, McCovey was clean. Who else? Who's that guy?
Roger Clemens. Roger Clemens, Mark McGwire.
Oh, the pitcher, McGwire, yeah. Look, Bonds and McGwire. You're telling me that they didn't know when McGwire went to, what was that, Angels? And who was the big steroid user there?
That I'm not sure. Chris, do you know?
He was an outfielder.
In the
anyway,
Angels, yeah.
He had no neck, too. Who was it?
I don't know. We're looking it up.
Okay, well, he had no neck, and then McGuire come in there looking like a regular dude with a neck and head and shoulders separate. Then he blows up like the other guy, and the owners and that manager couldn't tell that. Bull.
I got
That's
it.
garbage.
It's the A's Jose Canseco.
Jose Canseco, yeah, in the A's.
Yeah, him. Yeah. And he even wrote a book about it later, saying that he was a user. But these guys and Major League Baseball needs to clean their act up. And the way they do that is starts at the top. If the commissioner can do it, Major League Baseball could do it, the Players Association, which I helped start in 1964, could do it. Make them accountable, because these kids are not accountable. They think they can get by with it too. Look at these. From what I understand, with these ball clubs picking up these guys from South America, they take them out of school. If they got talent, they give them special treatments. Then they charge up the for the salaries that they're wanting and the bonuses. Then they get their cut. Then they teach them English and steroids, and then they got to get off the steroids when they come up here. And they can play at the age of 14 up here, or they don't have to have a high school education. Our kids got to be 18 and be done with high school before they're eligible. See, that's two standards. That's bull. And it's supposed to be an American sport.
Getting back to your career, now you played with some legitimate Hall of Famers like Duke Snider, Willie Mays, Willie McCovey.
Duke Snider taught me. Duke Snider, he taught me things on the bench, like thinking about these other teams and how they like to pitch you, how they like to play, how they like to do this, how they like to do that, and I listened. Eddie Cranepool had the same opportunity, and he chose not to listen to the old man. And I didn't consider him an old man. I considered him a veteran with knowledge, and every time I come to the ballpark and come out the field, when I got a chance to play, there was this place next to the bench, so he just talked and I listened. Let's see, we had Duke Snider. Who was the first baseman?
Well, you had Gil Hodges beginning of the year, and I guess Tim Harkness.
Hodges.
Yeah.
Gil Hodges. He was good. Then I went to the Dodgers. I wish I would have got a chance to play with Sandy Koufax, but I did play with the right-hander.
Don Drysdale.
Don Drysdale, and he was the type that he had a couple weeks into the spring training, he said, "Hey boys, I want you to know that I don't care what you do off the field. You just better give me 100% and be able to be ready to play on the field." And that's the way we did it. And you got to be accountable. And then the San Francisco with Willie McCovey, Willie Mays. McCovey was tough. He was there all the time, on time. He was there. He didn't talk much. He just did things. And if you looked, you could tell that he was a player. And then we had the pitcher, he was a spitballer.
Gaylord Perry?
Gaylord Perry. He was a humdinger. In fact, Jimmy Davenport told me as soon as I got there, he said, if you're playing behind him, make sure you grip the ball with 4 fingers to throw to first, otherwise you're going to throw a sinker over to McCovey. I tell you that story when I was traded to Montreal.
Go ahead. No, I haven't heard that one.
Well, Gaylord Perry, we took care of things on the field. We didn't need the press or anybody else to take care of it, or the commissioner. We took care of it on the field. And Gaylord, we were playing Montreal, and the pitcher, Stoneman, he pitched, and he hit me with a 3-1 fastball, and I knew damn well he did it on purpose, and I told Gaylord, I said, "You owe me." He said, "No problem." So anyway, I was traded. So San Francisco came to Montreal, and damn if Gaylord ain't pitching against Stoneman. So he drills him, and he yells over in the bench, "Hey, Hunt, that's for you." I said, "That's crazy pitcher. What the hell is he talking about?" Anyway, that was a good one. Anyway, back to the garbage. I think you need to clean the garbage. And I'd like to know who's voting, and who's voting yes, they're allowed in because they've been hammered enough. Bullshit. They ain't been hammered enough. They cheated. And the guys that I respect more than them are the guys that didn't say anything behind them, that got washed out and couldn't make the majors or couldn't even play in the minors because these guys took a job and nobody could play.
Do you think they should be suspended forever like Pete Rose?
Yeah, I think so. Pete Rose, he gambled. It was written in English and Spanish or French or whatever the hell you want to call it in the clubhouse. No gambling on baseball when in uniform. So he broke the record. So he broke the rule. The rule was in writing. No steroids. And these people have no business even being nominated. Hell, when McGuire was questioned, what was that, 3 or 4 years ago, he said, oh, let's not talk about the old things. Well, if it wasn't for the old things, he wouldn't be around. And then they're hitting coaches on the goddamn bench. They're still on the benches. McGuire and Bonds are still hitting coaches, right?
Yeah.
So that's bullshit. They ought to be exiled. Exiled. That was the word I was looking for instead of shot. Exiled. That was the word I was using. My English is not very good, but you understand what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm not. Yeah, right.
Getting back to Pete Rose. Now, you guys came up as rookies together, and you're very close rookie year stats. Of course, he won the award. You didn't. There are a lot of people that have a lot of sympathy for Pete Rose and say he should be in the Hall of Fame because he's got the most hits. He did that. He accomplished this.
He cheated.
I agree, because I understand gamblers would know when he did not bet on the Reds. They knew he was not betting on the Reds, and that was a signal to bet on the other team because Pete Rose knew something was wrong.
I have no idea. I couldn't gamble. I couldn't afford anything. I played for $7,000 a year, for Christ's sake. The best salary I made was $68, and my wife took all the money and give me hell. On the road, our rookie year, we had $12 a day meal money. What the hell could I buy on $12? Beer? Beer and tip the clubhouse, man. Anyway, no, Pete Rose cheated. He should be handled just like any other cheater, and the best example I can give is that biker.
Well, you're making your
Armstrong.
point.
He got the cheating. He got whacked. He got everything taken away from him, and he has nothing to do with anything, and they won't have anything to do with him. The problem with baseball and the way we do things here in the last, 10, 15 years, we want to be passive about it. Oh, he paid his dues. Bullshit. The people that got whacked paid their dues too, but they couldn't make it to the majors because they took a job. They took a position away from them.
They also probably put some guys out of the major leagues by hitting home runs off them.
Well, probably so. The pitchers, I don't really give a shit about the pitchers. They were no good anyway because I didn't have any IOUs with the pitchers. They didn't slide into me at second base. I threw a couple of one-hoppers over to first every once in a while, so oh, excuse me, just like they did when they threw pitches and hit me.
What do you think they should do to make it stronger right now? They are suspending ball players.
Hire me. I'm a male. I don't worry about them in a bottle in front of me. I ain't going to touch them anyway, and then they can go back to sleep.
One last thought. Young boy.
What else?
Young kid today trying to be a ball player, professional ball player. What advice do you have for him?
Best advice I have for them is just like myself when I was traded, when I went from Louisville to Austin, Texas, and got in about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They put me on a plane to Amarillo, Texas. I got off the plane at about 5 o'clock. The game was at 7. Got to the ballpark around 6. Jimmy Brown was the manager. Remember the old gas house gang? He said, "Are you Hunt?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "You tired?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "You want to play?" I said, "Hell yes, I'm here to play." Well, it just so happened that Solly Hemus was sent by the Mets to see me play. And he followed me around that year, and with Solly's word, I got a chance to go to the Mets, and the Mets allowed me to play in the majors. So I'm telling everybody, keep it clean. Don't worry about saying no to too. Don't be a follower, be a leader. And give 100% no matter what you feel like. It's easy to go 10 for 10 or 9 for 10 or 5 for 10, but you go 0 for 10, that's scouts watching to see if you're a quitter or you're going to work to find out why you went 0 for 10 and hustle your ass and bust your ass off.
How well did you know Solly Hemus? Because when he was a ball player, he had one of the greatest on-base percentages of any middle infielder, in fact, of anybody practically.
Oh, he sent me, Solly and I are still in touch. In fact, Solly's had a stroke, and I called my friend Ken Davidoff with the newspaper, and he put it in the paper, and he got a lot of publicity. He got a lot of, what do you call it, that Facebook. And he's still, I call him every day around 3 o'clock, give him some, make him work, he's got some problems. Well, we all got problems, but I told him, I said, damn it, when you were scouting me and I went to spring training with you down in Florida, you said, God damn it, Hunt, quit loafing, hush your ass, go out there and take ground balls. And I did. And I told him, I said, God damn it, you give up, I'm going to kick your ass one of these days, or I'm going to drop that damn ice water on your ass. And he's still kicking. I also want to say, if I got time, say everything to the people of New York, the old fans that remember me. I remember them too. God bless them. And Louise, the lady that wound up giving me those seats to the old Shea Stadium when the owners told me I had to buy them. And anybody else, hell, I still got some old, what do they call it, Senior Men's League raises money for my organization. So I still got some friends in New York, and I'd like to get there, but I got to clean up this airport first.
What do you mean clean up the airport?
You know what the hell I mean. I ain't going to sit next to nobody with a face mask on. And I don't really give a if they search me as long as they don't turn around and smile.
Well, listen, say hello to Solly Hemus. I mean, some of us still remember. I mean, this is a guy who had an on-base percentage of close to 400, every year from middle infielder.
He sent me some stats. He said, I'm better than you. I'm number 6 and you're number 22. In fact, he's good. I don't know. I got a lot of friends, old friends. I just got a letter from a buddy in Holland. But when I had my baseball program, I went over there and played, and he wanted to come back here and manage and coach. And he came back for a year. And Charlie Van Katy from Holland. So I'm good with friends. I'm not good with names, but friends and memories last forever. And you're not going to see me on my back, so you better talk to me when I'm on my feet.
Well, thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Again, say hello to Solly Hemus, a great ball player. Underappreciated.
I will do that. You take care, and God bless. And anybody I didn't mention, just tell them I love them anyway.
All right. God bless you.